Kia ora koutou katoa. Hello, this is Lesley Ormsby, and this is for the sign of Scorpio for the month of May 2020. So I'm going to get that out of the road first, Scorpio, because I just faux pas up your video recording that I did before, so I'm having to do it again. Thankfully, I wrote down and I remembered which cards had come through, and so I'm going, this is like the take two, you could say. So anyway, first of all, thank you and welcome. Thank you for coming to my channel, and welcome to my channel on YouTube. And for those of you who are new to watching these, welcome and thank you for, supporting my channel as well. So I would just also like to invite you at the, like now while I remember, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I think there's a box down below. Click on the bell, and it's the notification bell which will let you know when I next upload a video. That could be of another reading, it could be some other information, inspirational information that's been a spirit of encouraged me to upload and share with the world, which would be cool. So the other side of things is these, like I say, this is for Scorpio for the month of May 2020. And it will be suitable, it all works okay. Where they're going, there's a lot going on, there's a lot of energy that's going on, and I just kind of feel like maybe you may be feeling a little bit rushed at the moment to get things going. There might be a little bit of fire energy in you, even though you are a water energy. So it's like, but I feel like you might be feeling that you've waded somewhere up the creek for some way, or you've been sent up the creek and you may be wading your way up the creek or up the river, and feeling like you're not getting there anywhere, and this is why you're getting that sense of wanting to rush, because one of the things that you may have been doing is not doing, you've gone into that, or not doing things that you had in your mind to do while we've been in this lockdown period here in New Zealand for the last 4 weeks. So just for those of you who are overseas and you're not, maybe wondering what I'm talking about, we've just in New Zealand moved into level 3 this week. So I'm making this video on Thursday the 30th of April 2020. So things are starting to be a little bit more momentum. There's a little bit more industriousness outside in the world here in New Zealand. Part of the world anyway, and things are starting to integrate back, into the new world, you could say, the new norm that we're walking into, or moving into, or running into, or more meandering into. So it's whatever way you look at it, but I just feel like there's this feeling of overwhelming for some of you, and moving back, moving into, or I want to say back, but I keep arguing don't want to move back into. So some of you may not be feeling like you want to move back or go back into your job or whatever, your business or whatever you're doing for whatever reason. And some of you are feeling, or maybe school or study, and that because of this space that you've been in and trying to figure out how the world looks for you. On saying that. So, but anyway, I just want to retract a little bit and go back to my introduction. So, and like I say, this is, so if you don't know what your other sign is, so this, for instance, is for, like I say, Scorpio, whether it's in your, it falls in your chart on your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign, or planet, whatever. I keep saying sign, so some of you will be saying it's not a sign, it's a planet, but I don't know, sign just keeps falling out. So for the lack of a it just falls out, so I'm just going to say that. Anyway, so if you're not sure what that is for you, or what they are for you, there is a calculator that I've put in the description box on my YouTube channel. Whether you're watching this on Facebook or not, you'll still be able to get into that. So just click on that link, and it has a calculator which is free, which will just follow the directions, and it'll pop you out, work you out a chart which will let you know what those other signs are. for you. And what that does is, if this isn't fully resonating with you, if it does, wonderful. If it doesn't and you're not getting in it, just leave it. Don't make it forced. Check out one of your other signs is what I'm trying to say. And if sometimes you may get some of it but not fully get it, so once again, check out one of your other other signs, star signs that fall under a different planet or sign, whatever it is like you like to call it, of course. So there may be something like that that's even going on where you're finding it hard to like get things out, explain things, or differentiate things. It's like really, and you know, so you get it for yourself, but not only for it's more for others. So I just want to slow down. Okay, so Scorpio, water. So in my when I preparation, I connect in with each star sign, and I communicate with communicate with the energy of Scorpio. So I'm asking Scorpio what those energies are who resonate with Scorpio to, you know, what do they most need to know at the moment? What would you like to tell them, as in how, you know, encourage them and their movements through this month of May 2020. And this is what they come up with, okay? So, anyway, sorry, yeah, this is what they come up with. So what I saw was the world, but it was sliced in half. So, and it was like the world was flat. I'm thinking, no, the world's not flat. But anyway, and it may be how you're seeing it at the moment, that the world is a bit flat, like energetically, physically, you know, and emotionally, with everything that's going on and the way people are. Some people are acting, reacting, and whatever it may be. And it's like, pardon me, you're trying to like figure it out. It's like, you know, or you are like just not even trying to figure it out. It's just like befuddled by it. So, and or just, you know, curious how people like can be, that sort of thing. But so this last couple of months, you may have been a little bit affected by that, and or okay, some of us say infected, affected, or affected, infected. So the spirit of just being a little bit, but I mean, like seriously, you know, it's something, you know, on saying that. But anyhow, so I feel like you're like there's something that's come, because they just showed me they're like you're starting to piece it together, what it is for you, how you fit in the world, what the world looks like for you. So you're starting to make more sense of it from your perspective and how you can move in the world and contribute in the world, when you think about the world, how you feel about all those sorts of things, and how it looks for you, feels for you. And that, so it's like, and then it's like they come back together. Like you found balance in this flat world, you found some balance, and then somehow it comes back together. So I feel like this month of May is about you going a little bit further, and you're really piecing it together for you. Okay. So the first card that fell out was the Hierophant, and the Hierophant means, you know, talks about, is about you know, going inward, basically. So, you know, the Hermit. Oh, what am I saying? The Hierophant. The Hermit. Oh, my God. So it's just, I don't know what's going on there. Excuse me. That may be happening to you right now as well. Or it might happen to you while you're moving, you know, in the month of May. You might find yourself, it's like, what the heck am I trying to say? And it's like, what the heck, all right? Okay, so the Hermit. You know, the Hermit, you know, typically, you know, as you would understand for yourself, it's about going, they go inward. So this is about you going like inward, and you may be going, you know, like through this period of time in April. You know, most of us have gone inward a little bit and to discover how we tick. And so you're maybe still in there and coming out of that, because that is the theme card that's popped up first. So some of you may be still in that or going into it more so than what you were before, but on a different level, in a different way of thinking and being compared to what it was in April. So there's a sense of movement, and it's like you're starting to understand more about it. And then coming into May, you know, with this information, and, you know, because the Hermit is about patience and maturity and prudence. So it's like you've gone in and you've had a look at older you, the bigger you, the adult you, you know, and what knowledge and that you have to draw on, and to, you know, to draw on with, draw out and draw on, you know, out there in the universe, through other people, parents, grandparents, siblings, whatever, to and the community, to help you through this processing period. But it's also about patience too. So, and for what is prudent to you, okay. So, and then after that is the Two of Pentacles. So this will explain it a little bit more. So, and what I see here is like there's been, you know, it's helped you in the sense of, like, to get to the space of how and what, in, you know, I'm going to do, you know, and looking at, you know, there's been a change in the way that you think and you look about things. So the Two of Pentacles is like, see, like they're juggling something up. So to me, that's like juggling ideas, because there's a new beginning, like the Ace of, like this is the next step up from the Ace of Pentacles. So there's something, a new beginning in that way, but there's something that has been presented to you, and you're like juggling something up in the air, and it's like, wow, okay, about change and versatility in the way that you do things, look at things, feel things, notice things. But in going forward into the future, it could be about your business, your work, a project that you're doing. It could be, you know, a business project that you're looking into that's an extension of your business. It could be a brand new business, because you don't want to be going back to work, working for somebody else. It could be, you know, like there's something like that. So you're working through a plan or an idea that has come up through this internalization time, that you're like looking at implementing into your life, or bringing, you know, working on bringing forth the idea, and running with it, because the energy is escalating for you, and it's like, okay, the idea. So this is kind of like, I want to get going, but Spirit is just saying, like, you know, this is, you know, like looking at this change of versatility and that sort of thing is because there's that sort of energy as to which direction you're going to do, or what are you going to pick up, or what are you not going to pick up. You know, what are you going to continue with, or what are you just going to drop and, you know, run with that. So it could be that you do both. Okay, so it's whatever it is for you, and it could be, like I say, relationships even. It could be like something even like moving a house or buying a new property, as well as all business. That might be your business. It could be that you're juggling two businesses, or you've got your business and you want to juggle a business. It could be that you're working and you've found a new business or something that you want to, so you can get out of that one, which is kind of what I explained before. Anyway. So it's about adopting and looking and allowing that change yourself to, you know, go into that space of creating, of being, of doing, you know, this working with change and versatility. So the other thing is, there is the Magician is followed that card, and the Magician brings in new opportunities, as well as in new beginnings. And talent. So I feel like the Magician, with this change and versatility, is about you looking at all these, like, you know, these talents, and looking at opportunities that that are coming in, and maybe looking at things that you may not necessarily think are an opportunity, but yes, they are, and to maybe venture into it and explore it a little bit deeper than what you already have been. So there's that side of things. So it's some of you, it's a beginning in a way of thinking, and what you're spending your energy on, on who you're spending your energy on. It could be something like that in there. So it's kind of like, so there's and being versatile with everything, especially, you know, because I'm hearing like. I'm just hearing like opportunities. Yeah, I just keep like hearing it with everything, basically, or the thing that you're really like set on, or something really presents you, and that like you're really like feeling more passionate about it, because that versatility and that the way that you look at things is going to like expand out, as well. I'm showing, and it's like things are going to come together, like the world is, and it's showing you. So yeah, so don't necessarily rule everything out, because sometimes whatever it is, it's not right now, but it's later. Okay, but I do definitely see there, even though there's something that you're juggling, a few things, a few ideas. So it's like, okay, you got this. Okay, so, and something must be coming to an end, because there is, in the way that you're thinking, and also not just that, but because you're, like through May, because I feel like a lot of you, should you choose to take up and adopt that and process it and think like that and move like that and be like that, is in that change of versatility and explore, there's the Nine of Pentacles, because this is all about free will. The cards are only like there to not tell you what to do, but to encourage you to like utilize the energy of what's presenting you right now. For not every, and like I say, not everybody is going to get this, but in some way or form, some of you will get it and be able to like adapt it to whatever is going on in your life. And so that's not, so what, but I do feel like, Spirit, like if you choose to go take, look at expanding the way that you're thinking and being, there is a high possibility of the success and enjoyment. And the Nine of Pentacles brings about this, there's the end of a cycle. We're coming to the end of a cycle. Okay, so 9 is obviously the number before 10. So 10, like you're at the end of a cycle, and then we go back to 0, and then, or the 0 number, and then that cycle begins again. Okay, so, and that's how they're explaining it anyway, for this particular, for you today. So, and she's in there, in her garden, in the vines, and she's got her 9 pentacles, and so she's quite happy with where she is, what she's been doing to get to that point, and she's seen the success and the enjoyment that she's actually received from it, got from it, and in the space that she's in now. So, and then we have the Queen of Swords, which is really super interesting, because she's about suffering with dignity and resignation. And so through all that, stuff, all the stuff that you've been through, and you've come to this point, you've got to, there's a sense of, with the swords is about, what do you call it? About thoughts and our thoughts, and a way in how we communication, and how we communicate our ideas, and making decisions and asserting power, and through the life challenges that we have. So she's at this place right now, and she's like, and because you've got the Magician there, and you have the the Nine of Pentacles there. So there's something more grounding, even though towards the air signs, but this, she's grounded in here, and this is grounding you, and it feel like you're feeling more grounded, at the end of May or throughout May, depending on how this plays out for you, or could play out for you. But there's a sense of achievement, and like she's sitting in her crown, and in her throne. I keep saying crown, and even like in the pillow beneath her feet is red, and red is for me is about grounding or earthing, and she's got blue, so it's like she's in touch with her emotions as well, because she's sitting tall and proud, and she's sitting, and she's in a good space, and because she knows, and it's like see the color of the clouds in the distance, the darker clouds, they're in the distance, not in close up. So it's really it's like overcome something, and which is why I'm moving into the next phase. So there's that feeling of like, yes, I've got this, I can move on into, like, I suppose the king phase, and solidify it, and then moving into a new phase again of learning, of being, of doing, and so on, like that continuation of the journey. It's like, whoa. So seems like you're going to have some breakthroughs or some shifts within you that are going to take you to through to the next phase of your journey, whatever that is, your project. It's like, I'm actually super excited. I hope you are too. So it's like, and even though things might be a little bit, through, because I mean, when we keep processing things, sometimes they're not always like pretty, or then what comes up for us, and sometimes and what challenges us. Is we don't always like it about ourselves and others, but we work through it and we take what is ours and not ours, and we we either leave it there, cleanse it, wash our hands of it, cleanse it off us, and carry on and doing our own journey, with whatever else is going on, because it's like, this is like what you are wanting to do for you, your passion. The rest of everything else is like your driving force. That's how Spirit have taught me, is like, like the past is the past. And which is why this Hermit is like, you'll be maybe dealing with a lot of that, or some of that, which is helping you to push you forward, to propel you forward into, doing whatever it is that you're moving through, into this next phase of your life. But it's absolutely beautiful. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there now for you, Scorpio. So let me see. Yep, that's it. Okay, I've just seen water. The water is flowing, and it's a little bit, not choppy, but it's like these waves, but there's movement in those waves, and it's just like moving you along nicely. Okay, so it's like, yeah. Okay, my hands are a little bit long, but it's like, that's really cool. I'm feeling a really nice, okay, there's something about, I've just been drawn to the word soul. It's a really nice soul connection that you're having with yourself during this month, and when you get to that, so on another level, on a deeper level, whatever phase you feel, but it's like you're starting to feel something else, and it's a really nice feeling. It's like there's a deeper connection with your soul, where you or a purpose in this phase, and how you're going to go and move forward. Anyway, God bless you. Godspeed, and love, peace, harmony, and joy, excitement and adventure. And I'll see you next month. Bye for now.